Today! It's been so long.
Lost track
Since we've had a Nintendo Direct. They're still a big deal, but it's been so long, and Nintendo's been making their announcements on Nintendo Today, and with these Twitter drops, and other ways, so we have to ask ourselves the question. Is the era of Nintendo Direct over? O-V-E-R, over.
Nintendo has forgotten about Nintendo Direct. Also Mario. Forgotten about everything, apparently.
Except for movies and billions of dollars.
Too busy counting all that money.
Too busy counting money.
But it has been a long time, and there have been an increasing number of announcements that have made all these other different ways. So I think it is worth talking about, like, is there some sort of a shift in the strategy that is happening? That's worth talking about, I think.
I think we should talk about it. And as the people who worked on the very first Nintendo Directs and sort of saw the birth of Nintendo Direct and lived through the height of the era of Nintendo Direct, is an interesting conversation to have and consider whether or not this whole thing is changing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also want to talk about where the heck is this Star Fox game that I was promised.
Nate.
I was told.
Mr. Hate.
What happened?
What happened?
So, the background on this is Nate the Hate, prominent leaker, said there would be an announcement for this game coming in June by the end of this month, April.
Yes.
And the reason we're talking about this now, as we record this, there's still a few days left in April, is there's a thing called Golden Week.
Right.
That happens in Japan. And that's kind of like this string of back-to-back-to-back holidays.
Right.
So it truly is like a week where people really take time. It's hard to take time off. You can't just like put in like, oh, I'm just going to randomly take a few days off. Like culturally, like that's not as acceptable. It was hard enough for us to get time off, but in Japan, it's like don't even bother because oh look, we have these long built-in national holidays where everybody's taking this time off.
Exactly.
And it's true, like there was not a lot happening in Japan from the Nintendo side.
And the at Nintendo, like that was a holiday. Like these Japanese national holidays were very much followed, very strictly.
Right.
And it wasn't like people are working through their holiday. And a lot of times announcements were planned around Japanese holidays. So Golden Week actually starts this Wednesday. We're recording this on a Tuesday, so tomorrow and through the Wednesday of next week.
Certainly through the end of this month.
Right. I think it goes from the 29th to the 2nd of May. In which case, we don't think, we could be wrong, obviously, but typically,
Well, we have nothing to do with it. We're not involved in this.
Well, my point is that some people might ask, like, well, what's to stop Nintendo from making a Star Fox announcement during Golden Week?
Sure.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Obviously, anything is possible, but it's just very unlikely that with Golden Week starting that there will be any sort of announcement. So today was kind of the cutoff day for whether or not this announcement was going to happen, and for whether or not, for us to figure out whether or not Nate the Hate had real information about this game.
I'm taking a very, hang loose. Remember that? Hang loose, brother. I'm taking a very hang loose approach to all of this.
Care.
Where it's like,
yeah.
Well, I'd like a new Star Fox game, but it's like, is this real or not? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't care. Honestly,
Is it has to happen today, or it's like, okay, fine, maybe it will or it won't.
I'm
we
like
shall
that.
see.
Yeah.
I do think like if this game never materializes, then that's a big
black
mark on his reputation as a leaker.
This is what we're saying. No upside at all.
Why are you doing this?
Really not an upside at all.
Right. Or maybe not. Who knows? There was a guy who was claiming, months ago, he was like, 3D Mario is absolutely getting announced, and then that didn't happen, and there seemed to be zero consequence, and he's back out there just proclaiming all sorts of things.
Yeah, maybe people
who knows?
Maybe people are just so invested.
Please, take me on a ride.
In these rumors.
Exactly. I need any thrill I can get.
I need to capture any thrill in my sad little life.
Yes.
So I'll just believe anything I hear, and it's just a fun thing to do. Perhaps that's
so who knows?
Way people think. But this is where like you don't live or die based on some kind of rumor, because obviously there's a chance they could be wrong. So
I've got an anecdote later about when I truly was living or dying on some of this stuff that I'll be sharing a little bit later on. Shout out as always to our Patreon subscribers. Check us out at patreon.com/Kit and Krysta. They're now enjoying the Pragmata spoiler cast, which
a bonus one
took a teeny bit longer than usual to put together, but it's out now. People are loving it.
Yeah.
very beloved game in our community.
Very.
Lots of people were looking forward to this one, so I hope you enjoy it. Now the conversation has shifted to what is the May spoiler cast. And as of right now, the answer is we don't know.
Yoshi in the Mysterious Book?
I did float the idea of another vote, to which you gave me a filthy look back.
No, we're not doing that again.
And you even suggested, like, well, what if it was a 3-way vote? Then it's harder to tie.
No.
But what if it was a 3-way tie?
We're not doing that.
Triple spoiler cast.
No.
In the month of May.
I will be voting and the vote says no. And I will be deciding the game.
But you voluntarily opted in to a second spoiler cast for April. Make it make sense.
I wanted to.
Oh, so it's all just on your whims.
Yes, it is, actually.
I see. Great. I'm so glad I'm living on that magic carpet.
You should be so lucky, actually, to be part of this ride, honestly. So count your lucky stars while you can, sir.
Gosh.
But yes.
We've also got a video hitting the channel soon of just some indie games that we've been playing. We're going to be talking about a couple of those
some really good ones.
Later on. It's a little bit of a wait for the next big first-party Nintendo game.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not a game everybody's going to be super into, Yoshi. But there is no shortage of really good indie games. That's mostly I think that's like all we've been playing lately.
Totally, me too.
And I've got one that we're going to be talking about that might be shooting up my GOTY charts.
I know.
Already.
I have.
Shooting up.
I started this one last night and was immediately.
I was really like chasing you down. You need to play this game. You're like, yeah, I'll get to it. Sure, whatever. Like, I'm not. Like, no.
I was busy.
You really need to do it.
I was out of town this weekend. But
so
then
what?
I sat down last
Anytime,
night.
anywhere.
No, I don't bring my Switch with me.
But you mostly play handheld mode, but you don't bring it with you. Make it make sense. Great.
I like to watch TV while I play.
Yes, the spinning plates and the jingling keys and such.
Yeah,
Great.
I was watching The Simpsons while I played this last night.
Wonderful.
It was great. I liked it.
That's
I like
great.
playing like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was out of town, so I didn't get to it until last night. But I'm already horribly addicted to it.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yes.
That's what we want. Well, let's not wait too much longer to get to our big discussion of Nintendo Direct. But of course, first, let's shout out our sponsor. This episode is sponsored by Belkin. So one of the questions we get all the time is, I just got a Nintendo Switch 2. What is the must-have accessory that I should get? And we always recommend get the best case you can find.
Yes.
And we have been using for a couple months now. I just happen to have it with me.
Wow.
The Belkin Charging Case Pro. We've both been using this. This thing is incredible.
This thing is awesome. So not only does it protect your system, but it really solves one of the problems that is very widespread with the Switch 2, which is charging it.
Right.
And this one has this built-in battery, so you can charge it while it's inside the case.
Right. So look, you can actually, when you put your system in the case, it slots right in there, and you can see it is beginning to charge.
Yeah.
Which is wonderful.
Very cool.
So the case itself, you can charge it right here from the outside via USB-C. There's even a nice little screen so you can see how much
percentage you
energy
have left.
that you have left.
It's awesome.
And you can actually charge it up to 1.5 times off of a single charge on the power bank, which is incredible.
It's really nice.
And there was one feature about this case that we got so excited by, which is like, look at this.
It's a built-in stand.
There is a built-in stand. So like we're always like on a flight or something playing together, and now it's like, oh my gosh, we can still play.
Yeah, and you can just take off the Joy-Con and you can just play on the stand.
While you are recharging the battery of your Nintendo Switch 2.
Awesome.
It's like, this thing solves
so many problems.
Conundrums all in one go. It is incredible.
There's also a little place for you to put your games and stuff too. So yes, it has all the functionality of a case, and it includes this great way to solve one of Switch 2's biggest problems, which is the battery life, and it makes it so that you can play it on the go super easily.
And the version we have here comes in charcoal, but there's 2 other colors that you can check out as well, pistachio and sand.
Very nice, yes.
So take it from us, the Belkin Charging Case Pro helps you get the most out of your Nintendo Switch 2.
And we'll put the link here with a QR code for you to scan, and also in the description below.
All right, Nintendo Direct. So the last big general Nintendo Direct, which is, like, again, this wait is why we're kind of having this conversation, happened all the way back in September of last year.
Yeah.
So it's fairly long, not like crazy long. But again, like we've seen this rise of more announcements made different ways. There certainly have been partner showcases, indie world showcases, title directs, movie directs, like you name it, every other variation except for kind of like the big main, like chunky big boy.
Yeah, the general direct.
Real deal.
Yeah.
I actually don't put indie world showcases under Nintendo Direct. I kind of count those as something slightly different.
Slightly, but similar, a little cousin of a Nintendo Direct. I think the closest thing to a general direct would probably be a partner showcase. And then everything else after that, like those movie directs,
they're called direct. It's got direct in the name.
Title directs are pretty direct adjacent.
Actually, on Nintendo's Nintendo Direct website, they do not have Indie Worlds.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Listed there.
Then they themselves don't really see Indie World as part of that. Although I don't know why they wouldn't.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of idea, same sort of format of delivering you news about indie games on Switch, right?
So it's interesting that we're having this conversation about them maybe changing strategy at a point where like it does feel like in this kind of sphere that Nintendo might occupy of entertainment, technology, like whatever, however you want to define it, like is this the biggest vehicle out there for sharing news, getting people excited, being just a big kind of moment for the fandom? Again, like I'm not tapped into every single one of these pieces of fandom that are out there, but to me, it's like I think it has to be like near the top of the conversation.
Yeah,
right?
One of the top. I mean, we're talking about things in comparison, like the Apple events, like when Marvel used to do their big Hall H panels at San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah.
We recently did see a lot of news coming out of CinemaCon.
So do you know much about this?
I don't actually.
Is this a new event?
I don't know. I don't follow, so I don't want to make an assumption.
I don't remember hearing much about that.
And I think we didn't hear much about it because before there wasn't a lot of video game movie news, but we've been only hearing about it now because there has been video game movie news coming out of the CinemaCon.
Right. We have some listeners who are much more plugged into the movie industry.
Exactly. I'm sure they'll school us.
Please leave a comment with the info because I am curious about that. And then Disney's got their
D23.
How long have they been doing that?
A long time.
What does the 23 stand for?
I don't know.
Oh no.
I don't know. I'm not that like.
So it's not followed by D24.
No.
I think it's always D23.
It's like part of their, like, it means something, and they also have Club 23, which is like the special, like, VIP Disney.
Yeah, like that seems like that's kind of year to year a pretty big
Yeah, they
deal.
do a lot of things kind of similar to, what we used to see at Comic-Con, where they just outline their whole roadmap of movies and entertainment for, like, years and years and years.
Right.
But, yeah, out of all of these sort of tech, entertainment kinds of events or things, a Nintendo Direct is big. A Nintendo Direct is oftentimes a big enough general direct, for sure. The Switch 2 Direct last year in April, for sure. I mean, that one is very special, obviously, with new hardware. But that breaks out to, like, outside the fandom, even. It goes out to, like, more general.
It breaks containment.
Exactly, like a disease.
So we got a very insightful Patreon comment / question from Turbocharged Nerds that I want to share here because I was not aware of this. Apple's last filmed presentation was September 2025, around the same time frame as Nintendo, and since then they have announced roughly 11 products outside of their typical direct format. They did not host their typical spring conference, instead choosing Twitter. The most notable example is the MacBook Neo announced on Twitter. The Verge calls the Neo the hottest tech product right now. Is the tech industry moving away from big presentations altogether, favoring a cheaper Twitter trailer?
Yeah, that's very interesting.
That's fascinating. I'm very glad we got that comment because I did not know that.
Direct correlation between how maybe the industry around tech and entertainment is just doing announcements. And I agree with this comment that the MacBook Neo made big news. Like, it was big news. It didn't need the typical Apple conference where someone stands there and shows you the product to make you excited about it. So that's a really good good comparison point, I think.
Yeah, later on we'll talk about like the challenges that Nintendo faces with directs, and I think Apple faces a lot of the same challenges.
Even more, I think.
They're more prone to like hyping theirs up and like offering kind of teasers and like read the tea leaves kind of things.
They also have a big issue with leaks too.
Yes.
Huge issue with leaks.
They do.
Yeah, yeah. So they really do have a very similar, list of challenges that, they kind of are facing that's very similar to Nintendo.
Yeah. So let's go back to like the original, because gosh, we're coming up on like 15 years.
I know.
Since Nintendo started doing directs, and that's a long time. So like there were some very like clearly defined original reasons for starting directs. Like, this was something that we were living. Like, there was this challenge of all of the regions needing to make announcements specifically for their region, and it was kind of like the Wild West of like, I'm staking my claim on this news on this day, and if you want to follow suit, you can. But sometimes, like, well,
we're not ready.
Again, at this point, games were not always like simultaneous in every market. Like, it was a very
localization
was a very different time. So it was a problem that was identified. It was like, we need to get more all globally on the same page about what is the news we're sharing. Are we getting the most out of it?
Yeah. And the thing too is that like the way people receive news was changing alongside when these decisions were being made, because with the era of social media and the internet, like it doesn't matter if your news was coming out Japan only or Europe only. Like everybody around the world was just going to translate that article and get the news. And sometimes the news was, not accurate or there was like confusion or whatever. So there was this like sense of, well, either we're going to do it ourselves or people are going to find a way to get the news. And sometimes the way that they get it could be wrong. So,
Right, and this was the era, like, I remember, like, even before I worked at Nintendo, like, especially at Namco, it was like, well, Famitsu's going to get the news first, and we're just going to have to live with that, and there's some, element of fans who are going to be plugged into that, and they're just going to find out that way.
Exactly. That would happen all the time.
These were phenomenon that we're just trying to head off.
Yeah.
And I think another important consideration is, like, this was in the E3 era. Obviously, previous, they were doing big in-person press conferences, but you needed a big packet to the brim kind of presentation, because like in this moment in June when we are going head to head with our competitors, like we need to stand out, we need to pull out all of the stops, and now it's like a pretty different situation. E3's gone.
Yeah.
There are
everybody's kind of doing their own
many
thing.
more times in the year. There is no like one single moment where it's like, oh my gosh, we gotta give them all we got.
Yeah, that idea of going up against your competitors too in the same day 24-hour window.
Yes,
it really makes you
kind of a crazy thing.
It's a crazy thing, and it makes you have different decision making, parameters and checklists, because you're like, well, I can't just phone it in here. It's not going to go over well. There's other factors that are outside of this whole thing. Outside of the insular announcements that we're making, that's going to impact the way people react to this.
Right, and again,
stuff.
like in that era, like that was the one time a year to share big news. Like otherwise, it was like, why would we do this? Like, save it for
just
E3. Oh my God,
E3.
we need every piece of ammo, as they would call it, that we can get to outdo Sony and Microsoft.
Yeah, and Mr. Wada did not like that. I remember very clearly he was sort of like a downer on that in the first place. Like there was always a question around like, and a bit of Nintendo arrogance of like, why do we have to do things on their timetable?
Right, why are
like
they forcing us into this?
We feel like our hands being forced. Our developers aren't ready to share some information, but we feel like we're being forced to do it because everyone's sharing this stuff in June. Like, we got to find a way to do things on our own schedule and on our own terms, which is why this was birthed in the first place. It's like, we don't want to be on someone else's timetable,
Right.
Yeah.
And and a lot of, obviously, the direct format was very much born from Mr. Iwata of like, we're cutting out the middleman of the media. I am sharing it to you directly from the top of the company, directly from our developers, very unfiltered way. And he was a big, look, Iwata was an Apple fan.
He was a huge Apple fan.
Like at a time where like it was kind of like bad to have Apple products. It's like, wait, they're gonna put us out of business because they're doing phones,
iPads and stuff,
all this stuff, and it's like he was Mr. Apple. He had like backpack full of laptops and iPads and phones and stuff.
It's really funny because MacBooks and things like that was not the typical electronic device that you would get as an employee at Nintendo. We had to use like the crappiest Dell computer.
In Japan, they had some like Toshiba thing with like the round trackpad.
But he was the only one that would pull out like multiple MacBooks.
Who's going to say something to him? What are you going to do?
Yeah, try me.
Bet you want to say something right now. Why don't you try it?
Yeah, as he pulls out his fourth Apple device. And he definitely looked at those Apple conferences as inspiration. He's like, they're doing it their own way. They're doing it on their own timetable. Why can't we too? We're bigger than Apple. Why can't we do it?
Right.
You know?
So something that's really important, and I don't know how widely this is understood outside of Nintendo. Like for Nintendo, they knew that the audience for Nintendo Directs was limited, and they wanted it to be limited. It was something that was strictly for the very plugged in
Nintendo fan.
Info seeking was a phrase that they would use. People who would go out of their way to find information, those types of Nintendo fans. And there were some times where our team would proactively propose, like, okay, here's some ideas we would like to suggest to make Nintendo Direct even bigger, to give us an even bigger reach. And they would say, no, please do not do any of these things because the way that we are formulating these directs, the way that we are presenting this information, it works best with those fans. Like once it starts to go out to a more casual group, like
they may not understand it.
That's not what this is for. Like we have a lot of other things that we do in marketing to reach those people.
Yeah.
This is for the fans.
Yeah.
So that kind of idea of it's kind of not what you would expect. It's like, oh, you have this thing that's popular, let's make it bigger and bigger and bigger. And this was like, no, we need to intentionally keep it to this scale that works for us now.
And they were also a little bit nervous about like having it grow too big or in a different way where the intention of it being for fans, that intention gets muddled and then the fans kind of reject the Nintendo Direct format. There was a fear of that, a fear of like, well, now that you've expanded it so much, now it doesn't feel like it's for me anymore, and now I reject this thing.
Right.
So there was a lot more importance placed on like the intended audience for this, and making sure the content is really formulated in a way that it reaches that intended audience versus like, let's make this bigger and bigger.
Right. So I think, as you look at what they're doing now, it is a fair question to ask, like, is it just strictly an audience thing that they are pursuing right now versus like, well, we actually do want these things to start to be more mainstream.
Yeah.
And the format that we had before doesn't let us do it.
Exactly.
I certainly don't think Nintendo today is a very mainstream app or will ever be a very mainstream app. But if they're thinking like, well, we'll do that first to reach the diehard fans, and then we put it out on all these other channels where we got all sorts of people, and then the internet will do its thing in spreading it out to different audiences. That could be part of their thought process.
It could be, yeah. If they really wanted to go that route, I would argue they need to go even bigger because even if they had a bigger reach on their social media channels or maybe a broader reach, it's still really the Nintendo fan that's on their social media channels, right? The Twitter audience and the Nintendo Direct viewing audience may be a slightly different, but it's not that much different in which you would cannibalize a Nintendo Direct in favor of a Twitter drop because you think it's going to reach a different audience. So if they are going down that path of that strategy, they need to work a lot more hard, lot harder to expand out to that audience then,
Yeah, I'm actually not convinced that is the play as of now, but I do think you could talk your way through it. Another really interesting thing is, so kind of to lead into this, there was a story that's been going around this week that the original Star Fox puppets from the box art of the original Star Fox game have been destroyed.
I saw that, yeah.
And I actually, the writer of that story actually contacted me and was like, hey, do you know anything about this? And I was like, well, this is way before my time, so I don't know. But what I do know is, like, I wouldn't be surprised if they were destroyed because they're just very unsentimental about
they really are.
a lot of things.
Precious to them.
Right, like to an extent that might be really surprising.
And disturbing.
Right. So there was a conversation like in the year or so before we left where it just kind of came up unprompted in a meeting with the global teams. They were like, we might reach a point faster than we think that Nintendo Direct is not the solution.
Yeah.
So we need to proactively start thinking about other ways to accomplish what Nintendo Direct let us do, but in an even better way. And it was something that we had to even like follow up after the meeting, was like, are you trying to tell us we're wrapping up Nintendo Direct? And they're like, no, but we need to always be like one step ahead, because who knows, like the next Nintendo Direct could be the last one. That could be the one that doesn't work and that breaks the formula. And we need to be ready immediately for the next thing. So again, I don't think they're thinking in their mind of like, oh, let's celebrate the 15th anniversary. We got many more years of this to come. They could be like, we'll use this for until the moment it becomes not useful to us.
And that moment could be the next Direct.
Right. Or who knows, maybe it already happened.
Yeah. Maybe they looked at that last September General Direct and they were not happy with how it was received. And that was it. That was the last one.
Right.
You know, like that could be very possible. Like you would think that they would be more precious about stuff like this because they have worked on, you know, they'd worked under the Nintendo Direct formula for such a long time, and it's been working very well for Nintendo for a long time, but they don't care. Like they will just cut the cord on stuff and just never look back. You know, that's kind of their strength and weakness at the same time. Like they're just very kind of cavalier about making these kinds of decisions, not based on sentiment.
Throw it in the dumpster with those Star Fox puppets.
Burn them, they said.
Burn them.
Burned.
That is interesting when you go to Japan and the trash can is like combustible versus non-combustible trash. And I'm like looking at it, I'm like, I don't know. How am I supposed to know?
What if something bad happens and you put it in the wrong one?
You better put it in the non-combustible just to be safe. You don't want to put that in the atmosphere, right? Yeah.
That explosion.
But I really have
Do you think the Star Fox puppets are combustible? I think yes. So to put non-combustible.
There's a lot of fur on those.
Yeah.
And it probably stinks like you wouldn't believe.
It was all old and like moldy. Maybe it's like mites and dust mites and
yeah. I have seen the pictures.
Best to burn them.
I have seen the pictures of those old costumes from the first Ninja Turtle movie, and that some of that stuff is like nightmare. It's nightmare fuel. It's like
I did see that
melt down.
I've seen the old Yoshi costume. It was like in a storage locker.
We had that.
I know.
Why did we not keep?
Where'd it go?
That's a real what if. Like we dropped the ball on that.
We did. But it was pretty gross. It was
nasty, but we should have.
We should have kept better track of that one.
You should have stuffed that in the trunk of your car after one day, and nobody would have noticed.
You put it on like pants,
right?
And then it's like you're riding it.
But I think it's like you're supposed to also be in a Mario costume.
Exactly.
Right.
You're supposed to be in the Mario half of the costume. Anyways.
Now I'm mad about that.
All right, moving on.
So let's look at the reasons why they might want to move away. Like, what are the things that maybe have been happening that they're like, okay, this is not working the way it used to. You know, one of the most obvious ways is like these things are big. These take a long time to come together. They take, in the case of the big ones, they take literally months. So you cannot be nimble with these things at all. It's like a slow moving, slow to materialize thing, and they may just have a moment of realization of like, we need to be way faster because the way the speed of the speed of the business is so fast, and like day to day things are different, things are changing. We have you got 25 games in a direct. Like what you thought you were going to have for them at the time you start might be very different than the time at the end, and it's hard to keep up.
It could be also related to sort of the shifting development cycle that we've been talking about as well, with them entering into the Switch 2 era, where they are kind of, you know, facing different development challenges, and that makes it really hard for them to do these big directs because they now have a looser grasp on, you know, what is down the pipe. Versus what they were doing in the Switch era, where they had, you know, banked a bunch of stuff and they just had it in the hopper, and so you could really just like announce it whenever you wanted to, whenever it seemed like strategically a good idea. Versus like, this just is not done. You know, this game isn't done, and we don't know when it's going to be done, and we don't have the resources to like make you a trailer for a direct.
That is an underappreciated part of making a direct. Is like for every game, like you need to have a conversation with that dev team
and be like, what are you showing?
What is the footage? What is the you know, when are you going to have that footage ready to capture? When will I actually get the footage? And like that's just really chaotic to
It's
keep track
horrible.
of like, oh my gosh, now we have 25 moving targets. And it's true, like in this generation, like we truly don't know, is that a harder thing to align
I feel like
across
yes.
first party games,
Seems like it
third
is.
party games, whatever else you want to throw in there. You got to film Mr. Takahashi.
You got to film all these people.
Right.
They got to step away from their actual job.
Just be like,
of
this thing
making
is,
this game,
these things are just like
game.
way too big for us to manage now from what they started
Yeah,
as.
seems like it.
Obviously, the leaks are out of control. It just seems like the fact that a direct is coming, that gets leaked right before Nintendo announces it, that gets leaked. Usually before then, there's a couple things in there that get leaked.
Yeah.
So it's like, what is actually left?
Yeah.
If the goal is to surprise and delight me,
And that's the
what's
thing
actually left?
with these bigger directs is like, you got to have more people working on it too, right?
Yeah.
You got to have like a team of people, coordinating that and putting it together. And then there's a paper trail. There's like scripts and rough cuts and all sorts of things that you could leak. And more people, as you get closer to a big direct, more and more people are brought in to work on it. And that like just expands the danger of leaks. So it's tough. But, if you didn't have to work on a big giant direct and you're just doing a Twitter video, like a much smaller group of people probably has to know about that.
Right. So again, let's compare like that to some of, there was the Splatoon Raiders announcement that came out, this like hypothetical Star Fox thing. It's like, okay, we can be nimble. We can pick a date. Maybe we want to move a date. Maybe we want to mess with this guy. Maybe we can move it around by a week and watch him squirm a little bit. And there's been a general suggestion that these things were happening, but nobody's been able to nail all of the details. So it does seem like the risk of a leak for something handled that way is very different versus, again, the big slow-moving ship.
Yeah, with a literal paper trail of what's in it.
Of the direct. Yeah. And so we talked about surprising and delighting being one of the key tenets. The other is this expectation management, which just doesn't seem to be going well anymore. Like they're still approaching it the same way they always have, roughly 30 minutes of blah,
will
blah,
not
blah.
include this thing,
Yeah.
Like whenever they do a movie one, it's like, it won't include game stuff, so don't get your hopes up.
That doesn't seem to matter, and the expectations just shoot as high as possible.
Yeah. And then disappointment is as low as possible.
And there seems to be, like, more than ever, this highly stratified range of responses where some people are like, yeah, I like that, and some people are like, yeah, I hated that. And then, something we've been talking about, the rising calls of, well, what did you expect? And it's like, why don't we know what to expect anymore? And whose fault is that? Is it our fault? Is it Nintendo's fault?
Maybe they trained us the wrong way.
Maybe it's everybody's fault.
Yeah, it probably is.
Right. And like now people are like really like, people seem upset. They're like, well, these leaks wouldn't happen if Nintendo was more proactive in doing directs. Like this is just what's going to happen. They're getting their just desserts.
Yeah, that's true. That's
like
another.
You see that? And it's like this is all turning kind of nasty.
It's kind of ugly.
And turning a little toxic overall. And then there's like the whole other thing of like people who do seem to be like emotionally crushed. Like when a direct doesn't happen,
or doesn't deliver,
or when a direct does not meet whatever inflated expectation they have, and like, I don't know to what extent Nintendo is super worried about that, but just like as observers, it's like this doesn't seem healthy.
It does not seem healthy at all
in general.
Yeah.
So my example of this. Back when I was in fourth grade.
You were a child.
This was a long time ago.
Yeah, this is not like you're not an adult having these emotions.
When it got to be at a certain time of the month, I was looking forward to my new Nintendo Power magazine because for me that kind of was
like your
my
direct.
Nintendo Direct. And I remember one specific issue that I was waiting for. I think there was something that they had teased. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to hear more about that. And it started to get kind of late of when it would usually arrive. And I was like, oh my gosh, like when is this magazine going to come? To get lost in the mail?
You're checking the mailbox every day?
And I was like, okay, surely it is coming tomorrow. And I remember like if it came, like my mom would get it out of the mailbox and she would bring it in the car when she would pick me up from school.
Yeah.
And that day that I had in my mind came and she's like, sorry, the magazine didn't come. And I flipped out. Like, I freaked out to the point my mom was like really mad at me. She's like, you gotta
calm down.
You need to get a grip.
Yeah.
But I just freaked out.
Did it come eventually?
It did. Yeah,
Okay.
but it was late for whatever reason. Maybe it shipped late or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but it was not because of some
No.
error or whatever.
No, she wasn't like hiding it away.
Okay.
No, it was just running late. So it's like, I got that out of my system in 4th grade.
Well, you were a child, you
But
know better. These are adults.
I think we're not talking about 4th graders.
They should know better.
In a lot of these
Yeah.
cases, who are having these same very
Tantrums.
extreme temper tantrums,
They're having
flare-ups
a tantrum. Yeah.
on the internet when the Nintendo Direct doesn't have
X game in it.
every single thing that you see on some clearly fake leaked sheet of
Yeah.
Mario, Smash Brothers, Zelda, Splatoon, Animal Crossing, and the Switch 3. And we have specific evidence and experience that it's actually a really bad sign when the Direct is that jammed.
Yeah.
So I want to take a question here from Patreon subscriber Nathan Parks. Just a quick question. The Wii U had a disastrous start with a lack of launch games and support. The January 23 Nintendo Direct seemed to try and settle the nerves of consumers, potential buyers, and investors, but pretty much detailed every game that was coming in the lifetime of the Wii U. Was this always Iwata's plan? So this was panic. This was a panic move.
This was a panic move.
This was, oh God. This
is going terribly.
Our new platform, our new home console
It's failing.
is potentially a huge, disastrous failure.
Yeah.
We need to put it all out there, all the chips on the table to show people.
Ease the minds
Yes.
of,
Hey, the games are coming.
the games are coming.
Get excited.
Yeah.
Here it all is. And there was a little burst of like, oh yeah, look at all the stuff. But did it make any difference at all? No. No. And it was one of those things where it was like very painful to like, oh, this thing was in that Direct years ago. Where is it? And it's like, oh, we're still trying to pay these.
Working on it.
We're still trying to pay these things off. So like, what the fans want of the empty the clip Direct. That's a worst case scenario if you're actually at Nintendo.
If you see that happening, like if you, let's say the next Direct happens and it's an empty the clip, they announce Animal Crossing, Smash Brothers, Zelda, 3D Mario, next Splatoon game.
Right.
Name whatever huge franchise you've been waiting for. If they announce all of these games are coming, but they don't give you any dates or anything like that, you know that they are panicking.
Yes.
They are scared.
Right.
They think that something has failed.
Right.
If they do
so again,
like
we've talked about being in the just enough generation, and things are going well. You can you kind of dole it out
bare minimum,
at a much more slow pace, and make everything into kind of a bigger deal. Which I think is one of the drawbacks of the current format. Is like if you're just shotgunning 25 things out, like what are people actually going to remember?
Like take away from that.
It's like our experience of going to the Game Awards.
Yeah.
When we walk out, it's like, oh, what'd you like? And it's like, I'm actually struggling to remember anything beyond like the 2 or 3 things.
Yeah, that I just saw at the end.
Yeah.
Because it's like recency bias, right?
Yeah.
You're like, Mega Man? Okay.
Yeah, and people have their favorites and they go back and rewatch stuff, but you could argue like the human mind cannot get excited for all of these things all at the same time.
Yeah.
So again, like, why not get the most out of these things by giving them the spotlight
space,
on their own day when we're not competing with everything else? The loser in this approach is third parties.
Yeah, and indie games.
Yes, because they, in some cases, really count on that boost in exposure from Nintendo of being in a Nintendo Direct, and if that's not there, that kind of sucks.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Right, and you can say like, oh, we're still doing partner showcase. It's like, well, that's something, but that's not.
It's not the same as General Direct.
They get that same pop.
Exactly, and a lot of times you miss out on discovering really amazing stuff because you just are not getting that exposure to it anymore. So that's kind of unfortunate.
Right.
Yeah.
So are Directs going away forever? Are they just gone? Is this a distant memory?
Goodbye. That was the last one. You didn't know? September 2025? That was the farewell tour for Nintendo Direct. I don't think they're going away forever, but I do think that they're going to be less frequent, like much less frequent actually. Yeah. Like the sort of the cadence we were getting of like the almost 4, sometimes 5 times a year directs, general directs. That is, I don't think that is what Nintendo wants to do anymore. They probably will still do indie worlds and partner showcases. And things like that, and maybe like 1 or 2 directs a year, but I just think the frequency is going to be much lower.
I agree. I think like maybe 1 to 2 a year at a time where they really have
News.
Their most impactful news of the year to share. And the discussion about E3 is interesting because again now there is no compelling reason to share information in June.
Mm-hmm.
Summer Game Fest happens, they don't really participate in that.
Yeah.
It is just generally, like, whether it's June or kind of early summer, it is a good time to do announcements.
You can outline your back of your calendar.
Yeah, get things started for the rest of the year. So I still think like that early summer time frame is really nice for them to do direct. So that could be one time frame they do it. I do look at what Sony does with their announcements, and they've always been a couple steps behind Nintendo on these, but they do state of plays, which happen more frequently. The expectations for those seem a lot more muted in general.
Yeah.
There is a mix of there might be something big, but for the most part, it's going to be pretty like
existing announced games,
mid to low level announcements. But then they do, and they don't even do these annually. The PlayStation Showcase, which is it's got a different name. This is a higher caliber of presentation.
They're not very frequent.
And again, this is where we have something like truly major to share with you. And maybe that's what they're going for here is like, we'll do our announcements all the time. But as far as bringing out the Nintendo Direct name, that's going to be used much more sparingly and strategically.
Yeah. And maybe only saved for, real huge breaking news.
Yeah.
And that's maybe part of the retraining they have to do for people because the expectation management is so out of whack, because of all the leaks, because of all of these challenges that we outlined. This idea of reframing, rebranding almost what's in a Nintendo Direct is like stuff is work that they have to do to reframe it for us, the viewer, So this might be the beginnings of that we're seeing right now, which is why we've been waiting around for another one for so long,
Some people have pointed out, now that we have this new round of Splatoon Raiders information, that game has actually been completely out of the Direct
It's never
cycle.
been in a Direct, yeah.
And that was a very curious thing of that announcement came shortly after the big Direct, and it's fair to ask, like, well, why don't you just put this in there?
Yeah.
But who knows, maybe this was some sort of
a
test case of, can we still accomplish what we want to accomplish
outside of the Direct format?
Outside of a Direct. And it'll be interesting to see, do we get all the way with that game coming out, with it not being in there?
And then once it does come out, does it sell like exactly the same?
Yeah, is there any difference?
Is there any difference in terms of the sales?
Right. Because, again, like you can look at like, well, what is the actual goal of a Direct? And it's like, there's pretty like hard business goals of like, let's get people to pre-order this. Like everything is now like pre-order, please pre-order.
This,
it's available for pre-order. Like that's a major message. They want like the business momentum. And like people point out like, it's a nice community building thing for Nintendo
I don't
fans.
Think they care about that.
It's like that happens, but they don't care.
They don't care about that.
They don't care that people are having a great time at the store.
They want you to buy the game.
No, right.
They don't care about that.
Right.
Yeah.
So they may be having this realization of like, we're starting to go back to sharing this the other way that doesn't have this pomp and circumstance, and
it doesn't make any difference.
And the end result is exactly the same.
Right.
And that's where Nintendo is especially
a stickler for cutting things
ruthless of just having zero sentimentality at all.
Exactly.
And just looking at like the
hard numbers.
The result.
Yeah. They will look at the hard numbers in black and white, and if it's like, okay, this is making less money, cut it out.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's not to say like there are still a lot of issues with sharing news on Nintendo Today and Twitter. Like you don't even use Nintendo today.
I don't.
Do you have it on your phone?
I do, but the moment that
you haven't been getting those Mario Galaxy virtual trading cards. You don't have a full set?
No. So stupid. No offense to people that were collecting those. I have no motivation or any sort of reason to go to Nintendo Today when the news comes immediately to Twitter, which is where I get most of my news from.
Yeah. My issue with it is there seems to be like Nintendo today, like, it does kind of move on really fast. So, like, there could be something that's like the top story at the start of the morning, and by like a couple hours later, it's already like way down the feed. Like, there's no way to like feature something longer term if it is like really big. And then the thing that always bugs me is like you have to search all these different places to get all of the information. So, like, taking that Splatoon example, like, okay, the trailer was posted everywhere. It was on Nintendo Today, it was on Twitter, it was on YouTube.
Yeah.
But then I had to go to the website to get some information. I had to go to the Japanese Twitter to get some other information that was not posted there. Like, if you are one of these info-seeking fans that they want to saturate with this news, there is no really clean all-in-one place. Yeah. And you could argue, like, they've been doing less of that in Nintendo Directs as well. Like, we had to do so much of that
ourselves.
They're making us do more of that, but I'm kind of looking for a bit more richness versus like the one key thing that they want to convey.
That's the thing too, is like this makes it easier for them to hide the things they don't want you to think about or to know right now. Like, again, with the Splatoon Raiders example, you know, what they wanted you to take away from this thing was that it's a single player experience. So they went out of their way to hide the fact that there actually is online co-op multiplayer player. And we had to do the work ourselves, reading game pages and going to different channels, going to websites to find that information. And people were, the fans were doing that work. But then the problem with that, I know what they're doing. They think they're clever, but they're not. They're trying to make sure that the main key message that they want to deliver is first and foremost, which is fine. But when you turn people loose to do their own research, this is when you start to get all of the misinformation. Mario Kart is a $90 game. Splatoon Raiders is a co-op multiplayer online game and not a single player game. You know, you start to get all of this like misinformation and it spreads and then no one knows what the real thing is anymore. So they're playing kind of like a dangerous game of not being more sort of cohesive with information, because if you understand your info-seeking Nintendo fans, it doesn't matter where you put the thing. If you're hiding it somewhere, they will find it. Yeah. They will find it and they will share it.
And they should know that.
And they should know that. Right. So it's a little disappointing that they are, you know, thinking that they can like pull one over on us. You know what I mean? Like that's just like a dumb move on their part. So yeah, Nintendo today, I see where they're going with it. I understand the purpose of it. I know that the goals they've set for themselves are very clear. You know, they want a place where they can control the information going out to people. They want a place where, you know, they can do the things that social media is doing, but without having to be on those platforms. But at the same time, like the way that they are utilizing that platform is like not to its best potential.
And they haven't really changed it much. I think it's been around like about a year or so now, and it's like this really hasn't improved or even changed at all in noticeable ways since you released it, which is very curious to me.
And then the way that they were trying to make it a thing was also kind of silly. Like they were doing that thing with the Pikmin videos where like, oh yeah, we won't post the second part on the regular channel so you don't know, you know, invisible Pikmin. I don't know. So it's like I know what you're doing. You're trying to make it feel like this exclusive place to be.
Stopping people from screenshotting it.
Exactly. Doing copyright strikes for people that were screenshotting it. Like you're doing a lot of different things to make it feel exclusive and make it feel like a destination for people, except for the obvious thing of like the way that you make something feel exclusive and a destination is to have the right content on there. Yeah. So they're doing everything else but the actual thing you're supposed to do. And that's just like a weird approach, you know, like as with any social media channel, as content creators ourselves, you're only as good as your next piece of content. Like, sure, we had a great podcast last week, but that doesn't matter. It matters that this week we also have a great podcast. And the thing's up in flames any day now. So, I don't know. The way that they approach it is weird. The strategy around it is weird. The goal that they have is clear to me, but the way that they're trying to get there is very odd to me. And I don't like that. I don't really like this platform.
No, I mean, a year later, it seems like they're not going to meet that goal.
No, they're very far from that goal.
Because they haven't taken any necessary steps to improve the experience.
Exactly.
It's just like every 3 months, like, oh, here's something that's exclusive that you can't get. It's like, oh, yeah, well, that's fine. I watched it, and now I'm just going back to my other thing.
Yeah, it's like the 100 Galaxy baseball cards are not going to make it a news platform for people. That's not going to do it, unfortunately. You may need to try a little harder.
So I think what we're trying to say is, like, this is not the end point, final evolution of Nintendo sharing news.
Yeah.
It's maybe more of a mid, like, feeling out kind of thing.
They're trying to test some stuff out, it seems
where it's like we're still anchored to the old way, and we're trying to find the new way, and we're doing some trial and error to try and get there.
And it feels kind of weird.
That's why it feels a little messy right now.
Yeah, it's a little messy, and it feels a little weird. It feels like some of the stuff they're trying isn't working. Some of the stuff is working, some of the stuff is kind of in between that needs to be improved or whatever. But yeah, what's your big idea?
I don't have one.
If you were Nintendo and if you were still there, let's say, and Mr. Furukawa asked you, like, okay, well, Nintendo Direct seems to be not really working for us these days, these big general directs, for all the reasons we said before, not really working. What would your idea be?
I mean, here's an idea that would absolutely be rejected immediately, but a point I would make is that a lot of these things are very cyclical. So what if you went back to doing the big in-person event? And
Space World.
You're introducing
Here comes Space World.
You're introducing a lot of those issues of again, like, it's a live event, things could go wrong. Oh my God, there's the interference on my Joy-Con is messing it up. But I think that would be exciting for a lot of people. Yeah. And again, like, these things do come back go out of fashion, they come back in fashion. Yeah. It's something that you have done before that is a proven thing to win. Again, you don't only do it once a year. It's like the Nintendo Showcase for 2026.
Space World.
AKA Space World. Yes.
Yeah.
As far as, like, the question of how is this going, I do find myself much more surprised. I mean, the delight part is always up for grabs, but I am surprised when I wake up. It's like, oh, what is that? What is this thing that they've announced? Oh, I didn't expect that.
You mean when they just do like a Twitter drop?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like the Splatoon Raiders thing from last week's a perfect example of, like, oh wow, this is a pretty
cool,
very substantial update on this game that looks great, and it's kind of the caliber that would have been in a direct before versus the directs. It's like, again, it's like, we know it's coming. We know most of the stuff that's in there. I think it's very different for content creators, though, because, like, Nintendo Directs are such a big opportunity for content creators. I think that group is just going to always look at those differently, and they're going to prefer the Nintendo Direct because it's like, how much content can we get out of a Nintendo Direct versus how much content can we get out of a random Nintendo Today drop?
True.
It's a lot more.
Yeah.
So again, when you see content creators, like, lamenting the loss of Nintendo Direct, I think you have to look at it through that lens of, like,
this is like part of their business.
For them, for their business, for what they do in terms of, like, talking about Nintendo, having different angles, having multiple things to talk about that people are truly excited to tune into. That is way bigger.
Yeah.
And we're part of that.
We're a part of that.
Yeah.
And those conversations are fun, like the prediction cycle, the hype cycle, followed by watching it and reacting to it together, and then, like, dissecting it apart afterwards. Like, that's a fun thing from a content creator perspective. But from, like, a general viewing audience, from Nintendo's perspective, like, they're gonna be thinking about it from other ways. I think that they have gone way too far from these, like, very bland directs. Like, they really got to go back to, and to your
now
point,
they're bland.
They're very bland now, yeah. I feel like, to your point about it being cyclical, like, I do really miss, like, the more, like, developer interviews. Like, they did some of that around the Switch 2 launch, which was really cool, and then we never saw it again.
Yeah.
Even those dev talk things that they do, they don't feel the same because it's not Mr. Iwata. It's not like an Iwata asks. Like, I would like them to focus on that more, and that's a different kind of surprise and delight, because the stuff that the developers who are making these games are saying is not going to be like the same kind of expectation that you had watching some trailer.
Yeah.
Now it just feels like I'm watching, like, an infomercial. You know, of like it could easily be like the home shopping network
Yeah.
of like one product after another,
Yeah.
and they flash the price, and then they flash the pre-order, you know, and then you move on to the next product. And it feels very salesy. It feels very, I don't know. It doesn't feel like personal.
It's highly sanitized.
It's very sanitized. So that's the part that for me, you know, I mean, new announcements are fun. I like that. Like, it's always great to see a new game that you're excited about, you know, get that new, you know, the first time trailer in a direct. That's still a great moment. But it just feels like, you know, the packaging of it feels so sanitized and so bland.
Yeah.
That's where I think there's room for some improvement. That could help with the expectation management a bit more too. You know, it's a lot harder to get mad at Mr. Aonuma. It's a lot easier to get mad at a bad Zelda trailer, unless you know what I mean. Like, if you put a personal touch on it, connect the person with the actual thing. It's much harder for people to just immediately reject it. You know,
right. So yeah, I mean, I'm very much in favor of them trying new things and other things. But again, like, I think they should look at what are the formats they have that are maybe underutilized and underleveraged. I think of something like Treehouse Live, which is just in this very strange space.
I think they should get rid of that altogether.
Well, what if they followed up this Splatoon news with like, oh, now we're going to be playing it for an hour, and now you can watch us play it. It's not a news-oriented format, but in terms of supplementing something that people are seeing, and again, giving more richness to something that might need a bit more detail. But again, like those have also become way over sanitized, pre-recorded.
It's not really live, is it?
They've drained a lot of the energy that was in those in the first place.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, the energy has been drained from these things. That's such a good way of putting it. Like, invigorate it with more fun. This is supposed to be video games.
Everything is live. That's how you make it exciting.
Make it fun. Yeah.
People are
no more editing.
People are scared for their lives because anything can happen.
They're too scared.
Yes.
Yeah, they're too scared. Yeah, have the developers play the game for like an hour.
You love doing live Nintendo minutes. You love that.
Oh, I hated those.
You definitely were not vomiting into a trash can minutes before we went on.
I definitely didn't like have a panic attack backstage at a PAX panel. I definitely didn't. It was totally fine. It's totally fine.
Oh,
yeah,
gosh.
that's the thing. It's very bland.
Yes.
So they should just inject some excitement and fun into it.
We asked our Patreon community how they were feeling about all of this. Got some great responses. Let's see what they had to say, starting with Peach Booty. Nintendo seems to be mixing it up just to mix it up. Most likely only 2 General Directs this year, and who knows how consistent that will be. I originally expected once the Switch 2 launched, they'd be back to the big 3 Directs yearly, but they've clearly gone in a different direction. As someone who enjoys the general hype cycle and reactions around Directs, I just hope that Nintendo is going for quality over quantity when we finally get a General Direct this year.
That's the thing, too. Now that they've waited so long for the next General Direct, everyone's going to... their expectations are going to be so high, too.
It's going to be annoying.
It's going to be really bad.
It's going to be annoying.
It's going to be bad.
Yes. Kenneth Ray says, I feel that Nintendo has forgotten what Directs originally were, a chance for Iwata to talk directly to the community. What used to be a personal communication has now been reduced to a smattering of game trailers, and the magic is thus lost.
That's what I'm saying. When you have someone to stare at a banana for several minutes.
Yes, very true. And then finally, Walk the Crocona Rock says, for 2026, the approach Nintendo has taken is one that I don't know how to feel about. I became a fan during the 3DS era, so as a fan, Directs have always been an integral part of the experience. So to not have them is very weird. However, in the past couple of years, I have found myself fast-forwarding to the few things I'm interested in. I don't get up for the Directs at 6 a.m. anymore because it's not worth it for me. Looking at it this way almost makes me think their time has come to an end, but I don't know if I like the shadow drops that make it harder to be exposed to new experiences that I might like. I find we live in a world where we tend to get stuck in an echo chamber of the information we receive and are exposed to. There needs to be a balance. So I'm on the fence on Nintendo's approach this year.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, very true. I think Nintendo's on the fence about Nintendo's approach this year.
Yeah.
They're probably looking at all these angles themselves, you know?
Mm-hmm,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, we have some news coming up, but first let's take one more question to get in the groove. You need to pay close attention to this question.
Okay, I'm paying attention.
So I had to read this question twice. I was like, what happened now? This is from Kai X. I have a weird question out of left field.
Oh.
I was watching a video of the puppet comedian. A lot of puppet talk today. And you were telling me that puppets are big this year.
Puppets are big.
Why was it you explained it and I promptly forgot?
Oh, because Rocky, the puppet in Project Hail Mary, is big.
Okay. So therefore puppets are big. Have you taken up puppeteering?
No, but I would like to.
Have you replaced your candle making with puppeteering?
Puppeteering sounds like fun, actually.
Okay, we're not far from it.
We have a Cuphead puppet in the studio. Oh, it's right there.
A marionette, yes.
A marionette.
Yes.
I like puppets. Anyways.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
I was watching a video of the puppet comedian Randy Feltface when he asked someone in the front row what their job was. They said they worked at Nintendo, specifically running the website where people can submit their own games to Nintendo. He said, we get probably 1,000 of them a year, and 900 of them are blank censored. I wonder what that could be. I'm certainly no expert, but based on what I've learned from you two, a website where average Joes can submit their games to Nintendo in hopes of getting them made seems so anti-Nintendo that I just have to ask about it. Is this, or some twisted version of it, really a thing, or is this guy just a clout chaser hoping for extra attention at a comedy show?
You can submit games to Nintendo. I don't know if it's through a website. At Nintendo of America, you can call like the customer like call center, and you can submit stuff, and you can also mail in like your proposals.
Well,
but
yes, continue.
If you mail them in, they will throw them away because they don't want to read your proposal, and then like let's say they read your proposal, and then like a year later Nintendo announces a game that's basically your game proposal, then they would be accused of like intellectual property stealing.
We're gonna see. It's a trap to get sued.
It's a trap to get sued. So we would oftentimes, our department would get the mailed in proposals, and the legal team would literally tell us like, don't open this envelope, just throw it into the burn it in the trash can. And that's what we would do.
Put it in the combustible trash bin.
There was a shredder thing that I would literally, if it looked like a proposal,
you're out in the back in a big drum barrel, like those guys by the train tracks, warming their hands,
like a hobo sack or whatever. Yeah, but if it even looked anything like a proposal, or like if you open the envelope and it's like, this is a game, like this is my game, you would literally shut the thing closed and throw it in the trash can.
So there was so that's all extremely true. And like there's a fear of getting trapped.
You can't get sued.
So that happened. But there was in the Wii U, there was a push to get more people to develop on the Wii U. What was that program called? Waku Waku?
Waku Waku, yeah.
And that was like, all right, we're making it easier. We're kind of loosening some of our restrictions. Yeah. So again, I don't know if that's maybe what this is referring to versus just like Joe Schmo, like, hey, I have an idea sort of thing. I don't know if it's like actually somebody who actually wants to make a game versus just like a pie in the sky idea. But I lead toward Randy Feltface not having the most tapped in opinions on this.
Randy Feltface, though.
Yeah.
I like the name.
Can you do would you like to do ventriloquism?
Throw your voice.
Can you give me your best ventriloquism?
No.
What did you just say? Today.
No, I can't do it. Can you do it?
Welcome to the Kit Krysta Podcast.
Oh, that's pretty good.
There's some.
That's pretty. How
do you know that? Podcast. So I've been reading.
Yeah, like that.
I've been reading the Batman Nightfall graphic novel, which is the one where Batman gets his back broken by Bane.
Oh,
and he lets all of the people out of Arkham Asylum, and one of the people he lets out is the ventriloquist, who's this schlubby looking guy who's got a sock puppet, but he's evil. And there are some words, I think it was like P's and B's, he would pronounce as D's. Like in the comic book, it was written as a D, and I was like, wait, is there a typo? But no, I think actually you might need to
do that,
like,
to not move your lips.
So instead of saying "Welcome to my party," welcome to my darty. Oh. Darty. No, that doesn't work either.
That doesn't work.
I'm going to need to look into this further.
You're going to become a ventriloquist.
No, that was a weird tangent.
The next podcast we do will be all done with puppets.
Yes.
A Kit and Krysta puppet. Actually, that would be cool.
It's going to be our most disturbing podcast yet. Yes.
You're only as good as your next piece of content.
That's true. We're getting
the next piece of content is going to be puppets.
True desperation has set in. It's time for the news, and I am so excited to announce that we are movie news free.
Woohoo!
I had some news. I did have some movie news in here, and I said, you know what? I'm deleting this because I'm sick of this. It's been like a month straight.
Video game podcast.
Yes, we're talking about some games. Not some movies.
Interactive experiences.
A game that's coming to the Switch 2
this is
is
exciting.
Final Fantasy 14.
Will you finally try it?
I don't know. So they had their big Fan Fest event over the weekend. They've been doing this for years. It's an event that's dedicated to Final Fantasy 14. That was one of their big reveals. The game is coming to the Switch 2, so it's launching in August. I had a hard time interpreting what they were saying. Either when the game comes out, there will be a period where you can play for free, or there's going to be some sort of like pre-launch,
like tested
out.
Yeah.
I looked at a few different stories summarized, and I couldn't figure out which was which.
But it sounds like at least there's going to be some period of time where you can try it for free.
Right, try for free.
Yeah.
What's interesting is you will need a subscription to play the game, but you will not need an NSO subscription.
Interesting.
Now, I think you could argue how many people who are interested potentially in a Final Fantasy 14 game don't already have an NSO subscription.
Exactly.
But, so there is kind of like another side to this, which is on every other platform where Final Fantasy 14 is out, and it's a lot, you just need one subscription to play on all these different platforms.
Right.
Versus on the Switch 2, you will need a unique subscription just for that.
Oh, okay.
So if you're a long-time player, I don't know if that's going to work out for you.
You might not move it over, is what you're saying.
Well, I think you might need to get another subscription. I think you probably could transfer your character, but you'd need to start a second subscription to get access to it.
Oh.
So you're basically double dipping on that subscription.
Oh, that's not good.
Right. So unless you're like, this is going to be my new home, I'm canceling
my other subscription?
I think this is how this works. All this stuff with MMOs is so complicated. So there's a lot of kind of read the fine print associated with this.
How much is it a month?
I don't know.
On other platforms.
So to go back to your question, I'm not that interested in playing this anymore. I remember when we started this channel,
we were really interested.
Like, we came this close to we got to get into Final Fantasy 14.
Oh, I'm excited. I want to try this. At least I'll try it for free.
Sure.
Although MMOs are a big weakness for me. I'll definitely get sucked in.
Okay.
I feel like.
All right. Well,
which is dangerous for me.
I'll let you do that by yourself.
If that subscription is going to be like a lot of money a month, that's going to be pretty hard.
Yeah. There were some questions asked about how this game will run on the Switch 2, and the question, the answer, this is direct from Yoshi P himself. He said that the game is, quote, able to reach 30 frames per second in a stable state. What does that mean?
Able to
reach?
Is
that like the best?
I guess so.
And then there's something that's worse. And he did say that there are some scenes in certain areas when there's like a lot of players where that's going to drop. That's reasonable, I think.
Yeah.
But it's kind of, I don't know what to take away from that quote. Of like,
seems like it's a little shaky to me.
Are we mostly at 30 or are we dropping down lower? I don't know. So TBD. So you're really going to do this?
I'll at least try the free access period.
Okay.
There's no harm in that. You should at least try the free access period too.
I'm not.
Why? It's free.
I'm just not doing an MMO at this
just
point.
Just
Sorry.
try it.
No.
Come on, let's do together.
There's way too many other games that I want to play to
just
be
try.
locking it down with an MMO.
You probably won't lock it down.
It's also a little daunting because this game's been around for so long.
Yeah, there's
and
going to be players that are way, higher level,
but also
and way more experienced.
I'm sure they've done a lot to make it very inviting for first-time players, but there is something that's just extremely intimidating about parachuting into this world that's been around for so long. And
people do with like World of Warcraft all the time.
Well, I gotta figure this out now.
You'll be fine.
I did play Final Fantasy 11, and I didn't like it.
Oh.
Again, I had a heck of a PlayStation 2, let me tell you. I had the PlayStation 2 with the network connector, with the hard drive. I had the giant keyboard controller to play this.
And still didn't like it.
And it still didn't like it.
All right.
I had it all.
Maybe you just aren't cut out
I don't think I am.
Okay.
Yeah. Because again, like when you have that subscription, I feel really obligated to not play other games. It's like, well, if I'm paying extra just for this game, I
better play this game.
I better prioritize this game over everything else. And it's like, we like to check out all sorts of games.
True.
So I think I'm out.
You can also cancel your subscription at any time when you're done playing with it.
You mean in like a week?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can do that.
Let me know how it goes.
Okay, I will.
Asha Sharma has outlined her new vision for Xbox.
Great, so let's hear it.
And they're actually calling it they're actually calling their division Xbox again. It's no longer Microsoft Gaming.
Oh.
They have a new logo. They have many shiny objects.
Okay.
So she put out a big memo that they very smartly just posted to the public because it would leak. And it seems like this is kind of like the culmination of her being in this job and listening and learning and starting to synthesize an actual plan. It's been a couple months. I think I think it makes sense. Some of the things that she was saying was players are frustrated, new features are less frequent, the presence on PC is not strong, the pricing is a major issue. Players are coming into gaming now with different expectations that's split across a lot of different forms of entertainment. It is a little bit vague in some places, but I think this is meant to be kind of a high-level starting point for all the teams to sort of drill down into and share how they're going to individually contribute to that. They did say that their new focus now is going to be daily active players.
Okay.
I don't know what their previous focus was, so it's hard to know what exactly
is changing.
The change is. And then there's also this other interesting line. Along the way, we will reevaluate our approach to exclusivity, windowing, and AI, and share more as we learn and decide.
Okay.
Those sound like the important things that you should really figure out.
The exclusivity part is very important since they walked that back for so many months.
Right. That's a huge point. And then we're just going to mention AI and kind of.
What's windowing?
I had to check in on that as well. So that's a term from movies and entertainment where it's like windows of where a certain thing is on a platform. So it's like, we're going to be on Netflix for 6 months, and then it's going to transition to this other thing, and then it's going to be available everywhere. So that might play into the exclusivity of like, all right, it's on Xbox first for 6 months, and then it becomes available these other places.
Okay.
That's kind of how I understand that.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
So the Xbox fans are really invigorated by all of this. There's a lot of like,
we're back.
Oh my God, she's done it. Problems are solved.
Okay.
And I'm just at a point with this where it's like, I need to see the actual
action,
tangible outcomes of all of the things that
you
you
did
are
lower
saying.
the price for Game Pass. That's one tangible thing.
Not tangibly enough for me. I'd like that to be
still lower.
Even more tangible.
But it's still lower.
It's lower.
So that could work into her.
It is lower.
It could work into her focus on daily active users by lowering that price and getting people back into that subscription to play games more frequently on Xbox platforms.
Sure. Yeah,
it's something.
I mean, I really go back to this line at the end of around exclusivity. I think that's like a major question that needs to get answered, and they don't really have an answer yet.
Yeah.
I am looking for kind of more of the details on these things, because this is kind of like the Xbox cycle that again, like I've kind of just chosen to disengage with because it hasn't worked out that well. Of big promise, people get excited, the promise is not paid off.
Yeah.
And it kind of starts over again. So it's like, it's great. We have a new leader who seems to be, really
listening
actively
and doing some work of understanding the issues.
Yeah, it's important to identify the problems.
Exactly.
But what are you doing now?
Yeah.
That's the next
the second step.
So
the first step is figuring out the problem.
Right.
The second step is figuring out the solutions to those problems.
So I would say maybe now is not the time for the victory lap, but
I mean, identifying the right problems is still a good thing. Mm-hmm. Better than just doing nothing and identifying wrong problems, or like, let's just immediately go to AI. Like, that was a lot of fear that people had when she came into this role.
AI is now an open question here.
It's an open question, but we don't know what the
She also did mention being more aggressive with pricing.
Yeah.
And I just wonder, like, how can we, in an era where the price is skyrocketing on everything, it's like, how is that going to happen?
Yeah, I don't
know. What is that going to look like?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, unless Microsoft is truly, willing to eat the costs on some of these things, and I don't know that they are, because Phil Spencer's, whole problem was like, I need to be profitable.
Yeah, I'm getting pressure from, the big boss, the big Microsoft boss, to be profitable in this division.
You're Phil Spencer? Are you just like so like? she's being allowed to do things that I never was? Like, is he frustrated about this, or
I
is he
would
just
be
so checked out?
I would be checked out if that happened to me. I'd be like, I'm rich. I'll be on an island like Hawaii, drinking a pina colada while she deals with these crazy people. That sounds fantastic.
Yes.
So I hope he's doing that. I hope he's not worrying. Don't worry about. You're not paid to worry about this anymore. Enjoy your retirement. You know.
Okay.
Yeah, I hope that's what he's doing.
Okay. I don't even think it's rumored. The Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake, which is called Black Flag Resynced, was officially revealed.
That's cute.
It's coming on July 9th to everything but the Switch 2.
Boo.
Why?
I don't know. They put Shadows and it was so good.
Yeah.
I played like 50 hours of that game.
I was kind of bummed out by this. It's like, wait. I thought you showed us you could do this.
It's just one of those things.
And that was a great version.
I know. They never do they never prioritize it. So it's probably going to come to Switch 2 eventually, but
it's annoying though. Just
it's very annoying. No, I agree.
Get it out.
I'm so disappointed that there's not much day and date stuff.
Did you like Black Flag when it first came out?
I did. I did like Black.
Where do you rate it? Is this in your top 5 Assassin's Creeds?
I think so.
Really?
I think it's like 5.
Okay.
Does the Ezio trilogy count as one game?
No.
Then
no. What's your top? What's your number 1?
Assassin's Creed. What was the second one of the Ezio trilogies? What's that one called?
The one in Rome?
Yeah.
Brotherhood.
That's my favorite one.
I think that's actually my favorite one as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I'll probably place like the other 2 of those games in the top 3 somewhere.
The Ezio games?
Yeah.
Revelations? That's not the good one.
Revelations probably 3.
It's the one where he's in like Turkey.
Yeah, I don't like that one as much either.
But it's still number 3?
I think so.
What?
Syndicate.
You're kind of floundering right now.
Syndicate is 4. How am I floundering? I'm literally listening.
You said the game was not good, and then you said it was in your top 3.
It's not the best out of the 3 trilogies, but that trilogy is the best.
Not that one.
Well, you don't have to agree. It's not your top 3.
Not that one.
Okay, you can do your own list.
May spoiler cast Assassin's Creed Revelations. Here it
You want to play that game again?
No,
Great.
I don't.
I'm happy to.
I don't.
Then why would you suggest that? This is why I have to decide these things, because you're no longer allowed to make decisions.
You're going to be feeling some pain, but what you like to do is you like to dig in, and you don't admit the honest truths that are very clear to the rest of us.
No, it's not.
That's the problem. Through gritted teeth, I love this.
The one that is in. So Syndicate is the one that is the brother and sister in England. I really like that one. I also liked, and then Black Flag is probably after that. So that's number 5. That would be number 5 then.
All right.
Yeah. The Egypt one is pretty good too, and so is the Greece one.
They're all great.
So they're all good. Odyssey?
It's a 15-way tie for first place.
No, I think Brotherhood is definitely number 1 by a long shot.
And at the very bottom, Assassin's Creed 3. Oh no.
No.
The colonial America.
Oh, that one.
The
with
American
Connor?
Revolution.
I hated that one. I did not like that.
That one had a lot of potential, but it.
No, it was not fun climbing a tree for the 300th time. Like, you're just climbing this tree?
Yes,
I can climb a tree.
I went from the Firenze Duomo to a tree in Concord, Massachusetts.
I'm like, this is the boringest game ever. Oh my God, I cannot make another campfire, okay? I just can't. But yes, I agree with that. But I'm excited about Black Flag. I love that, the water stuff, like the pirate ship battling.
That was amazing.
That was amazing.
Yes.
It's really fun. Yes.
So they are not changing the core gameplay of this to be like they're like, this is classic Assassin's Creed gameplay. It's not the RPG gameplay that we have now.
Okay, that's fine.
They've tweaked the combat to they say it's more action oriented. I watched some of their clips. I couldn't exactly tell what was super different about it. Looked pretty, again, classic Assassin's Creed combat. A big thing. No more instant fail
love this.
Stealth segments.
You must love this.
So previously there were these segments where you had to like trail or like eavesdrop.
Eavesdrop, yeah.
And if you failed those, it was like mission over. Desynchronize. And then you had to do it.
How dare you?
You had to do it again.
Yeah.
So now
it's pretty annoying.
it's still, you can still fail those, but then it transitions into something else, like, oh, you've been found and now you have to fight your way out, or
that's like more in line with what I think should.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's what naturally would happen.
Yeah, there's no more immediate game over.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good.
So you can, there's more ways out of that, which is like, these were such a bummer.
Those were the worst.
These were the worst parts of these games.
You had a really hard time because you're not patient.
No.
And you wouldn't like to hide in the bushes.
No, it's like, and if I can fight my way out of it, then I should be able to try that. Or I should be able to try and run away and try again or something.
Try again, yeah. Like get incognito and then try again. Yeah.
And finally, I'm really curious how you feel about this. They are mostly removing
Thank God.
the modern day
Thank
Abstergo storylines.
Hate that stuff. Desmond can take a hike. The Abstergo stuff was
Why?
dumb, boring.
Well, I'm trying to remember. I think at this point, Desmond was no longer in the picture.
It was a different person.
Desmond died. Sorry for the spoilers, but Desmond died. I was crushed when Desmond died.
I was happy.
Did you ever want a modern day Assassin's Creed?
No.
Because they seem to be kind of teasing, like, oh, we're culminating to this. It's going to be Desmond on the loose.
No.
He's got the blade and he's jumping around.
I don't like Desmond.
Backflips and stuff.
You like
Nolan
Desmond.
North.
I don't like Desmond. I'm sorry. I don't like
Nathan
Desmond.
Drake and Desmond, whatever his name was.
Are the same person?
Yeah.
I don't like Desmond. I'm glad they're removing that. I want to be in the world of the past. Yeah, the historical.
I don't know. That was something that made the series unique.
Sure.
Is like,
you're in the.
What is the connection between the guy in the modern day? Like, oh, this is my ancestor. I'm reliving his DNA.
Yeah.
I mean, it was dumb.
Silly.
It was dumb, but it was kind of cool.
A lot of Assassin's Creed spoilers today. Okay.
It was dumb, but it was. What's this? Is a spoiler.
Hopefully, y'all didn't come here thinking that you. It was game for the.
I was going to start Assassin's Creed Revelations right
now. No.
So many people being discouraged from playing garbage tier Assassin's Creed Revelations.
Revelations.
That's Resident Evil. So you're gonna play this?
Yeah.
I'm not sure I am actually.
Why? I think it looks great. I can't wait to go back to this
I don't
game.
know.
I'm excited.
We'll see what else is out around July 9th.
Splatoon Raiders is coming out in July, right?
I know.
But
that's later in
is
July.
later in July.
You're gonna be wrapping up Rhythm Heaven.
Rhythm Heaven,
and then roll right into Assassin's Creed.
That sounds like a good month, actually.
July's pretty stacked.
That sounds fun.
It's pretty
Rhythm
good.
Heaven, Assassin's Creed, and Splatoon Raiders. That sounds like a great month.
It is. It's nice.
Guys, something to look forward to.
It's happening.
I'm excited.
We got a newsy question from Baby Chris. Sony might be rolling out a form of DRM on digital games that requires you to go online at least once a month to verify access. It could be a bug, hopefully, but if not, it feels like a pretty frustrating forced restriction. How do you feel about this approach? Does it change how you view digital ownership?
Doesn't Nintendo do this already too?
So this is, they do that for NSO games. That's always the annoying thing of like, I'm about to go on an airplane.
Yeah,
and
whoops,
it's like,
I didn't check.
Checking access. It's like, what?
Yeah.
So this has been a kind of slow to develop story, but it seems, at first people thought maybe this was a bug. It is not a bug. It's like, this seems to be a new thing that they're doing. Sony has not really, as of us recording this, come out to explain what is happening and why, which is not good. And people have been kind of experimenting with this to find out like what exactly, how does this work? What are the details? I think somebody actually took like the little piece that tracks time, like the little battery that tracks the internal clock, they took that out of the PS5 and they could not play their game. Oh. So you are a digital only player.
Yeah.
So I'm curious for your thoughts on this.
I mean, I haven't done this yet, so I don't know how intrusive or annoying it is to do.
I'm of two minds of this. On one hand, like we never need more limitations, more steps removing us from true ownership, more meddling. If you're Sony, you got to explain this. You got to come out.
They have to come out and explain
Don't just think like, oh, we can run this in the background. I guess that's like what we're saying about Nintendo. Oh, nobody will find out. They'll never find this. And
like they're gonna find it.
Immediately found out.
Yeah.
On the other side, in the 5 years I have had a PlayStation 5, it has perpetually been online.
Yeah, mine too.
So I do try to think of like, well, what is the potential impact to me as I play my PlayStation 5?
Day to day, right?
I think it is actually zero. So I am of two minds of this. It's like, yeah, I don't like this. We don't need this. This shouldn't be here. On the other hand, what's the impact to me? Nothing. Yeah.
I feel like that is kind of how I feel about something like this at the end of the day. Is like, what is my day-to-day routine change going to be? And I think generally it won't change it because this PS5 is always online.
Right.
It's always updating. It's always running some update. It's always on. I don't think I've put this thing, unless I put it into rest mode. I don't think I've ever turned this thing off. So it's just like perpetually doing it, whatever. So
this is for PS5 and PS4.
Okay.
I guess you could argue, well, PS4 is an older system. People might have those in different places, like as a secondary system that's maybe not always connected online. I don't know.
Okay.
I remember going back to the Wii U. Remember the first holiday that the Wii U came out, that we had this big kind of internal push of like, everybody needs to get
that day one patch.
Yes. Because this thing is even more messed up without the patch.
Right. Oh my gosh. How are we going to communicate this?
And it's like, do people know to connect their system
Yes,
online?
yes,
Are people going to do it? Like, we have to train people. We have to do so much education, so much communication. And like when we came back from the holiday, we got some update. It was like, that's 99.9% of Wii U's are online. It's like, okay, well, people just
and we didn't need to worry about
people
it.
just do this.
But we freaked out. We were like, they're not going to know, and that's going to be so bad.
And I do still want to see. I just still want to learn more about this, because sometimes in a PC, like when there's DRM running in the background, it'll start to interfere with like performance of things, like my game's chugging because there's this DRM. Hopefully that's not there.
Yeah.
All the like the game preservation people are very upset about this, as you would expect them to be. But we need more information.
Yeah, I think we just need Sony to actually come out and explain exactly what this is before we jump to conclusions about it. But yeah, day to day, I don't see it being like super impactful, I guess.
I forget if I shared that on this podcast, but I did take my PlayStation 3 out of storage about a month ago to play Street Fighter Cross Tekken, and to my surprise, it just immediately went back online. Did not require a million PSN updates or system updates or anything. I mean, I had to do those after the fact, but I was just, we're right back in business. I was like, that's pretty nice.
How old is that system?
That's like a launch system. $599 US.
What year was that?
06.
Dang, that's
20 years old.
20 years old and just went back online like that?
Yeah.
See, you'll be fine, guys. Digital games,
20 years.
Good. We're good. We're fine.
20 years.
We're going to be all right.
Games we're playing. We have buried the lead of this podcast because we need to talk about Vampire Crawlers. Potential Game of the Year candidate.
GOTY candidate, Vampire Crawlers. Oh my god, this game is incredible.
What is this? This is a follow-up to Vampire Survivors.
A game that we both really like.
Which came out, what was that, like 2023-ish?
Yes.
And that was like a top-down, run-based game. They did like a Castlevania DLC for it. Had some Castlevania trappings, but you were like getting these power-ups, and all the fighting kind of happened on its own. So you were more in charge of like collecting the power-ups, directing where your character goes, and then he attacks on his own.
Yeah.
It was a big, like, that game was
hit.
Really successful.
Bona fide
hit. Sold like crazy.
Yeah, they did a lot of crossover. They did like a Vampire Survivors Balatro crossover.
Yeah.
They did a bunch of like things after the fact because it was such a big hit.
Right. So this is a new game from that team. It's in a different genre though. But it's still in the sort of Vampire Survivors universe. So it's a dungeon crawler, run-based
deck builder. Yeah, it's awesome.
And again, I have been rattling your cage to play this game. So you played it first last night. What are your impressions of this game?
It is so addictively amazing. And my immediate impression after a night of getting completely obsessed with it is that it is actually better than Vampire Survivors.
Way better.
Way better. Yeah. Which is like shocking because Vampire Survivors is a great game. We both loved it. We blinked for months and it was a big hit. It is incredible to me that the studio could take, there's a lot of like similarities. Like they have the same sort of like heroes that you're picking from. There's the enemy designs, the look of the game is very similar, but the gameplay mechanics are all really different and extremely fun. So the way that they twisted this IP with new mechanics, but kind of kept the DNA of it, hands down, brilliant. Claps to you. Claps to you, because it's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have been crushed if you said I hated it.
Oh my gosh, I love it. And like they don't really teach you what to do. You kind of just jump into it.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, what am I doing? But they really do a good job of like slowly integrating you. So you're kind of like in these different like dungeons, and you have several paths that you can take to face different enemies, to collect different treasures. You have cards that you are kind of building up in your deck. And there's ways to augment the cards later on as well. There is like a little like hub town area for you to like shop and add stats, change out your heroes and all that stuff before you go out back into the world.
Yeah.
So I love it.
I think that's what makes it really special and addictive is like your deck is like almost constantly changing.
Yeah.
So like it's a first person dungeon, like you walk up to an enemy and you pull a random set of cards and you can play those, and then as you level up, and in Vampire Survivors fashion, like those first couple level ups, they go fast, like boom, 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 boom. So you can either get new cards or you can get like socketable gems to change the way that your cards play.
Right.
So there's this constant like expansion of your hand, and then you will reach a point where you can evolve cards, like you can fuse cards
together
to create new versions. At the end of your run, you're always getting, it's like, oh, now you have access to these 5 new cards. And then it's like, oh, I want to do another run and see what that thing can do.
Yeah. So it doesn't feel like you're game overing
Right.
and then starting with nothing.
Right.
You're like always kind of taking the next step.
Yeah, and then between runs, you're going back to the town and you can like level up certain attributes, and you can get like one of the crawlers who are like these characters who will go along with you.
Yeah.
And they have they'll completely change the way that your
They have like special stats.
deck plays. You can add more sockets to your cards. There's like an almost like feeling like unlimited number of ways to change the way that you play. And it's like right now, like I have the crawler that I like the best. I have kind of like a pretty good way of playing, but I could see at some point it's like, no, I want to try something completely different, and that will be available.
Yeah.
And it's not like a deck building game and like, oh, I'm collecting all these cards, I'm hoarding these cards.
So now you gotta play those cards.
It's like, oh, I need the rare cards. Like there kind of are no rare cards. Like you're just kind of accumulating cards as you play through the game, which is nice.
Yeah. There are ways you can fuse a card to make it a rare card though, which is kind of nice.
Right, but it's not like, oh my gosh, like I've been grinding this game. I
can't to get the one card.
Right, and it's like, and then I own it. It's like, no, it's like every run.
It's a different set of cards. Yeah,
you don't have a permanent set of cards with you.
Yeah.
And Vampire Survivors, like, it had this interesting like gameplay loop where you start off really weak and you're kind of running away, and then you start to get powerful, and then you get really powerful, and that's kind of like the peak of the run where it's like, oh my gosh,
game's playing itself.
I can do no wrong. But then you hit a point where it's like, what am I actually doing? Because like I just stand still and I'm just being barraged with enemies and they all die. And then at a certain point, the game will like really up the difficulty, and it's like, well, now it's time to die. So it had this, I thought the first half of it was really engaging, and then the second half like felt a little off, like loop of gameplay, where you were really questioning, like, what is my role in this?
Yeah.
The number's going up, which is inherently satisfying, but like, am I actually playing this? I don't know. I always felt a little weird getting super deep into that game, but there's a lot more agency that you have over like, how am I approaching these individual enemies? How do I want to build my deck?
Even the way that you're exploring the dungeon, like you can avoid certain
a lot
enemies
of secrets, like,
and get the secrets first, or like prioritize, getting to all the chests so you can have, your most powerful deck before you face the boss.
Right.
In that area. So there's just so many ways to go about it. And I do feel like there's more of like excitement because you do have like a health thing that's going down. And a lot of times you and I were kind of experiencing the same thing where like you get to towards close to the end of the run, you're just like, I'm not gonna make it, and then somehow you make it. Like somehow you get just enough armor so that the hits don't land on your health, or you have an augment that's like it's replenishing your health a little tiny bit after every battle, and somehow you're just like eking by with like 6 health, you know, and like that feels good. It feels very satisfying. You're like that feeling of like, oh, I just made it out, you know, it's like it feels really good. So they do a lot of that, which I think is very clever. But yeah, I think this is a brilliant game. And it's also on sale right now. Is it still on sale?
I don't think it was there. I think it's just.
Is it just perpetually $9.99?
It's $10. Yeah, that's the price.
$10.
It's $10.
I'm literally gonna spend like 40 hours playing this game. It's $10.
Yeah, like I'm just so surprised at how substantially more of a game there
I thought it was
here.
On sale for $10. It's literally just $10.
I think that's just the price is $10.
I'm shocked.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah, like this is as hooked as I've been on a game like in a long time. Like there were a lot of like Tomodachi Life. Like how about Nomodachi Life? Because I'm playing Vampire Crawlers. Like I haven't touched that game in days.
What about Copia? Oh, that's long gone.
That's a distant memory.
That's a distant memory. It's back to Vampire Crawlers. Okay.
But there's some nights where it's like, all right, I want to play some Vampire Crawlers and this other thing, and
you're just playing Vampire Crawlers.
It just doesn't happen.
That's what happened to me last night. I was like, I'll play Vampire Crawlers, and then I'm gonna go make Mies and Tomodachi Life. But then I looked at the clock, and it was 11:45.
Yeah, and
so
I'm like,
okay.
I started playing the game many days before you did, and I'm still really surprised that like I am still after every run getting a lot of new.
Oh really?
Stuff.
Okay. Wow.
I'm wondering at what point does that start to taper off?
How many dungeons are there? Do you know?
I don't know how many, but there's a lot.
So I just did the forest, the lot, and the library.
And then in the forest, there's like multiple different takes on that have different difficulty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a really deep game.
I don't think there's any shortage
of content.
And then in the more hard ones, like in those deep runs, like those are really big. Like those might take you like a half hour
just to get through
through the map.
Yeah, because you like dig your way down into the thing.
Right.
Wow, I was dopey. I was like, wait, how does this movement work? Because I didn't realize that the arrow, you can flip the direction of the arrow and then just push up on the joystick.
Right.
The one other thing that is kind of like related but not related to this, but you gave me an early birthday present.
Yes.
Which is a gaming pillow. So I'll take a picture and put it here, but it was basically like this thing. It's like a soft pillow, and then you can attach your Switch. You can attach a Steam Deck too, I think, to it.
Yeah.
So I've been complaining that the Switch is basically like injuring me.
You're gonna break your wrist playing your Switch.
Well, I think they are broken, so I need to heal them.
Yeah.
Because they are like really painful now. So now I don't have to hold my Switch anymore. So I was like using the gaming pillow last night and playing Vampire Crawlers, and I was like, I'm so comfortable. This is such a good game. I love my life. It was so nice. It was like really a really fun, like good setup, with it. So you can like angle the screen so it's like really exactly where you need it to be, and then like I just detached the Joy-Con so that I could just play with my arms relaxed, and I was like, oh, this is the way to do this. And that's how you clock 4 hours of this game in one sitting, because you're gaming with a gaming pillow and you're just hanging out on the couch.
Very easy to lose track. It's it's so fast paced too. It's like
it is, and then your next run or whatever.
There is no downtime at any point. So it's just this great combination of like really good game mechanics plus these other like more like psychologically oriented things.
Like, well, I think I can do better. I feel like I know what to do.
At some point, like too many of those, if those are out of balance, it starts to feel insidious. That's why I thought about the first one of like. My brain is tricking me into liking this more than I might actually like it, but this is like, no, this is actually delivering on all sides of it.
I would compare the first Vampire Survivors, what it did to your brain, to sort of like the feeling your brain got when you were punching crystals in Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Yeah, or it's kind of like a slot machine.
It's exactly like, it's like a fidget spinner. It's like a fidget spinner. It's like it's tickling your brain, but it's not actually that fun.
Right. But you agree there's more of a game here.
Yes.
Yes.
Because there's like strategy and stuff. Because a deck builder, you have to have that, you know? Yeah. It's good. Play it $9.99, guys.
You gotta get this game.
Can you believe how, wow. Goaty potential. My goaty list is getting...
Last week was Permata, now it's Vampire Crawlers.
I was gonna say I have two
versus perpetual game of the year, Assassin's Creed Revelations.
2 games that are now on the GOTY top tier list, which is Pragmata and Vampire Crawlers.
Wow.
2026 is 5 months
Look
into
at you.
2026. 2 games. Can you
Well,
believe
we
that?
finally got there.
Finally got there.
We
It was
finally
a
got
little-
2 games on the list.
It was a little
Wow.
rocky in the beginning, let me tell you.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to have
The
something.
year's been slow to materialize.
I've been playing so many games this year that were from last year. So I'm like, I
Yeah.
need to start playing this year games.
Yeah. I've felt that a lot this year.
And then Resident Evil 9, obviously.
Right.
It was awesome. But anyways, great game.
A game not from this year that I've been playing that I forced you to play yesterday as well.
I wanted to play it.
Is Windjammers 2. And this is one of the games that we featured in a video talking about games that are on sale. I don't know if it's still on sale. Some of those sales were ending sooner than others.
Yeah.
But
This game is good.
this game's great. So Windjammers was a Neo Geo game from back in the day, and I first heard about it because there was a time where the guys at Giant Bomb, the original Giant Bomb crew, like they were really obsessed with this game, and they were like, this might be like the perfect video game. And at that time, like I kind of looked into it, I was like, that's maybe that's not for me. But so what it is, it's a original like sport that they
It's a made-up sport.
have created. It's a made up sport. It's like a combination of, I'd say, like
Ultimate Frisbee,
volleyball, tennis,
and like shuffleboard.
and dodgeball.
Yeah.
Shuffleboard.
It's like, you know, like the thing.
What's it? Table hockey? What's that called? Air hockey.
Air hockey.
Air hockey.
That's not, shuffleboard's not right. Air hockey. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were playing, it's a great multiplayer game. So we were playing yesterday. You can choose like different characters that have different stats, like speed, power kind of stats, and then different arenas that were like varying in difficulty. But it's a really fast-paced game. You're like sort of trying to throw that frisbee thing into the other person's goal. You can do all these, you can like save up to do all these specials and tricks. The points are like, you know, based on the difficulty of like where the goal is, you get more points. Also, if you like drop the frisbee on the ground, you get points. And you play in sets like tennis, like they'll do 3 sets.
Yep.
I loved it. And we were saying like it kind of has like this Kirby Air Riders feel to it, where it seems kind of simple on the surface, but there's like so much depth and strategy.
Yeah.
That if you were like, I'm gonna get good at Windjammers, like you can become like,
well,
really, like you can get deep into the mechanics.
Well, that's why I'm
Windjammers.
afraid of. This game does have online, and I've been super afraid to even try that because I'm sure the sickos who have been hanging out in those lobbies would destroy me.
Yeah.
But there's a very extensive set of tutorials that you can do, and after that, I was like, oh, this is one of those games where like the skill ceiling is like unlimited.
Exactly.
Like you can get
like a
so
samurai
good.
game.
And it's like, it would be one of the best, like if you were in like college, if like you and your roommate just got
Yeah,
super into this, and
like
like
dorm
this
room
is our
game.
game. Every day we're going to be playing an hour of Windjammers together, like,
Yeah.
and just get upset. Let's get obsessed with Windjammers.
fun.
Like that would be super fun.
Yeah, even like when we were playing together, like the learning curve was really good because at first like you totally beat me like immediately because I didn't know what I was doing. But even like in the second round,
You can
I was
pick
like,
it up.
You're picking up the new tricks and everything. You're like understanding how it works better. And it already felt like, oh wow, it's like very limitless, but also fun for you to learn. And it all has a very fun summer aesthetic. You're like on
Yes,
the beach,
it
and
does.
there's like colorful
It very much
palm
is.
trees and stuff, and it looks cool. It just looks
Yeah, it's
cool.
still got that kind of arcade aesthetic. So,
Yeah.
so on the eShop, they do have Windjammers 1 and 2. Those are
Mm-hmm.
2 different things you can get. So Windjammers 1 is kind of the original arcade game, but they've made some, like you can play that online. Like they have made some enhancements
cool.
to it. So it's not just like we dumped the arcade version. Like they did do a lot of work to it. It looks like a Neo Geo game, which is cool. Like that's a nice looking game. And then Windjammers 2 is like the new version. It's kind of like cell shaded. They have introduced some new mechanics to Windjammers 2 that is not in the first one that I think are pretty cool. But
Yeah.
I bought both of them, and I'm kind of glad I did.
Yeah.
Just to have like the full picture of this
It wasn't
thing.
very expensive.
No. I mean, when they were on sale, I think I bought both of them for under $10.
Exactly.
Which is amazing. It did make me, like, again, I go back to like the current state of sports games, and it's like there's
lacking.
kind of nothing like this. I know Windjammers is not a real sport, but like, where is the football equivalent, like NBA Jam type of game that was pick up and play but had depth and was not super intimidating? It's just been lost.
Yeah.
That sucks. And I'm sure people say like, oh, Mario Tennis can do something like that. It's like,
no one talks about that game. Daisy's probably dead now.
Oh, no.
No one's playing
She never
it.
got cured.
She's dead. So sad. Oh, well.
Would you be more open to playing games like that?
Yes. I like made-up sports.
You
more.
prefer a made-up sport? Okay,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
I think that'd be...
Yeah.
I feel like when it's like too... It imitates reality too much. Like I kind of check out because I'm not a sports person.
But did you like NBA Jam?
Yes, I did like.
You did
NBA
like
Jam.
that,
Because that's like more like cartoony.
Exactly.
Right?
That's what I mean.
It's like a cartoon kind of version of a real sport.
Right.
You know what? Like Rocket League is another one of those kinds of games that like you had a really high skill ceiling.
Really high. Oh my gosh.
But it's also like weird in a way.
I got into that.
All of us did.
I got into that for a while.
Yeah, we know people that are still into it. Still plays every day. It's like, okay. But, you know, like, stuff like that, just, it's rare now, right? To have that, which is kind of sad.
It just seems like a big opportunity. Mm-hmm. I feel like these games could get really big under the right circumstances.
We're talking about Banana Ball in our bonus Q&A. And now I'm like, someone should make Banana Ball the game. Instead of Mario Sluggers, it's like Donkey Kong Banana Ball.
Yeah.
How fun would that be?
Now of course, my phone was like listening to us as we were doing that bonus Q&A.
Now I'm
getting Banana Ball highlights, and it's like, oh, watch this guy do a backflip as he catches the ball in the outfield.
That is the way to do a baseball Nintendo game. Is a Banana Ball.
On the NES, there was like a robot. I forget the name of the game. I own it, but it was like robots playing baseball, and it was like this guy has like a cannon he's shooting the ball out of the cannon, and this other guy was this other type of robot that was fast. He's got tank treads for feet.
Okay, that's fun.
That was really cool.
Like a robo soccer kind of situation.
Yes. There was Mutant League football. That was one that they did. They're like, we need more
like silly.
We need more than Madden and 2K. My God.
Boring.
My God.
Boring.
The other game I've been playing, and this has also fallen victim to vampire crawlers. I'm still playing some Replaced. I do want to finish this because it is pretty short. I really like this game, but I'm very open.
It's very buzzy.
I'm very open-eyed about the flaws of this game. And the major flaw of this game is the pacing.
Yeah.
So there was a very exciting opening sequence that was very action-heavy, really, really good introduction to the world. And then you kind of got to this like base, this hub of these like survivors in this apocalyptic world. And that part just kind of sucked. Because this area was really big, and it was like, now go talk to this guy.
Walk and talk.
I'm walking, and he's like, oh, can you collect my whatevers? They're over here. And it's like, I don't know where that is. And I try and run and find it. And that was like 30 minutes of that. And I was like, ugh.
It's like a real pacing downgrade.
It's a pacing, this game has pacing issues. But I finally got back out into the field. The battle system is really good. It's that Batman Arkham style. I just got like a new attack to deal with these armored enemies. So now I have like 4 different types of attacks.
Is it 2D or is it 3D?
It's all 2D.
It's 2D.
There are some times where there's like a foreground background, but it is
the fighting takes place in 2D.
It's all 2D.
Yeah. Okay.
Again, looks super great. I think the consensus is kind of the same way of like this game has a lot of cool ideas, but it has some flaws as well. I do really hope this comes to a Switch 2 because it's only on PC.
The art style is beautiful.
Game Pass.
Though.
It's great. It's really
so
cool. And I really like the world building is very fun and
it's a really interesting premise, like this post-apocalypse.
I mean, I guess fun is the wrong word. The post-apocalypse was so fun.
It's not fun. You're taking body parts out of people.
But they do a good job of building it up.
Yeah, the world building is very good.
Yeah. So I do intend to keep going with
that. But let's be real. When we go home tonight, we play Vampire Crawlers. Actually, you may even not even get this podcast because I won't be editing it. I'll be playing Vampire Crawlers. You can call those devs and tell them that that's the reason why this podcast is late. Addicted.
Let's take one more question from Patreon before we get out of here from Silver Potato. How likely is the sequel to Ring Fit Adventure for the Switch, considering it sold well during the pandemic?
I mean, I could see them making it another Ring Fit. Maybe not now.
Oh, I think this is like 1,000% going to happen.
Oh, you think it's definitely going to happen? I thought you said 1,000% not going to happen.
Oh, it's definitely going to happen.
Yeah, but I don't think right now is the time.
No, so at some point during the Switch 2 generation, we will have a sequel to Ring Fit.
Ring Fit 2.
Yeah.
And it will be like when they need to, again, like reach a different audience. Brie Larson's coming back to do Ring Fit.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big what if? Because the game, like if you look at the Switch sales, like all the game's sales, like it's pretty high up there.
It is,
but
yeah.
there was that time where like you could not get this game.
People were desperate to
and
do
it
exercise.
was such a hot item, and it's like what could the ceiling of this have been if it was properly
if it was stocked
available?
Now maybe they can add some new technology, which would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like, can the magnets do something cool?
Oh.
Into the ring? I don't know. I'm just making stuff up, but like it could be kind of interesting what they do with like the Switch 2 Joy-Con.
Yeah, I agree.
With a Ring Fit 2 kind of situation.
I agree. No more IR camera, so no more taking your pulse. Remember that? Stick it to your
yes.
thumb.
That pulse was weirdly accurate.
Yeah.
I did not enjoy having to demo that game in front of like 35 people in my work clothes in a meeting. That was a little
they're
embarrassing.
like, come to work in your workout gear. It's like,
I was like, I'm not doing that.
No.
That's inappropriate. You want me to? No.
Yeah.
You're not getting.
I've got a meeting with NCL afterwards.
I'm sorry, but you're not going to get sports bra and
Remember
yoga pant Krista.
Doug Bowser would tell us, he's like, oh yeah, we had to do that in front of like the executives.
And he's like, I was like sweating.
Yeah. And he's like, and I did bring the workout gear, and we were all sweating.
We're sweating. But they made me do sit-ups in front of like the entire campaign planning meeting. Remember that? I was so embarrassed. I was literally on the floor doing sit-ups, and I was like, "Don't look, everyone look away!" And it was like so hard, dude. That game is legit hard. Like it truly is like a actual workout. So you were like sweating in front of your coworker. I was like in like work clothes. I was like, this is so embarrassing.
Yeah. This was again on paper. I was very skeptical of this working because it's like it's an RPG plus exercising. It's like I don't know if one side wants the other at all.
Yeah.
But in execution, it was great.
Remember when we made the pots on Nintendo Minute?
Yeah, remember when I beat you?
Yeah, the squatting.
When I defeated you. I certainly remember that.
The squatty pots.
Yeah.
We did wear workout clothes in that video.
But I defeated you.
You did
That's
defeat me.
the detail.
I was very confused about like what I was doing. Like, wait, what? But yes, I think it's coming back for sure.
Good.
Yeah.
Wow. Great episode. We're keeping this train a moving one episode at a time.
That's right.
Yes.
It's only
unlike
gonna
Nintendo
move.
Direct, we've not reached the end yet.
Yeah. Well, we don't know. If this one goes into the toilet, we'll see about the next one.
As always, don't forget to check us out, patreon.com/Kit and Krysta. Get the Pragmata spoiler cast. We have our big AI in games think piece.
It's like an hour
and a half conversation.
We're getting some really interesting comments from people that have been
really
listening
interesting
to
comments,
it.
yes.
And we're happy to report that the community has been very polite to each other and to us.
Yeah.
But we had a very honest discussion about it. So that was very fun.
Make sure you check it out.
We're also on the social. We're on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Blue Sky, and Threads.
And if you're watching this on video on YouTube, we'd love it if you could subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and leave us a comment. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, you can also subscribe, give the podcast a 5-star rating, and why not go all the way and leave a written review while you're at it?
Please. All right, let's shout out some wonderful Patreon community members, starting with Final Boss, Aaron Hash.
Aaron Hash. I haven't gotten Aaron Hash's thoughts on... He's got the Fox on Fox here. I haven't gotten the thoughts on the absence of Star Fox, so I'm going to have to check in. Might have to check in.
He's like in dire straits right now.
Don't talk to me right now.
No, he's very like even keel, so he would not be that emotional person having like a moment in the corner. All right, superstars: Mara Mayhem,
Eigenverse,
Mike Chin,
Roy Eschke,
VGM Life,
Link the Hero of Winds,
Angela Bycroft,
Thomas O'Rourke,
Kyle LaBeouf,
Andrew Uhas,
Chili,
Krishuri,
Master Discord,
Travis Torline,
Echo Adair,
MSM Poke Gamer,
R. Burns,
Kit 10K,
Adrian,
Nathan Clover,
The Shark Among Men,
Rain Tech,
Kiss My Flapjack,
Paul Gale Network,
Cameron,
Frederick Ulf Conradson,
and Katsuli Nerdy. And here come the One Up Club: Aaron Burgundy,
Adcole 2000,
Age 1000,
Inevola,
Ali Alejandro,
Ali McLovin,
Alejandro Arisco Borrego,
Andy Robinson,
Angel Aid,
Angie Jojo,
Anthony Kager,
Aristu,
Art 64,
Astro Dev,
Asurax,
Awesome 46,
Bino,
Barnstorm,
Bates,
Berserker,
Big and Gamer with a Y,
Blake Mitchell,
Bob Cleffin,
Boost Toast,
Brad SF56,
Brandon Cooper,
Brandon Kavapel,
Brovac Novak,
Cashew,
Cedric Benson,
Chadir,
Chelly Squirrel,
Kai X,
Crispy Saurus,
Christopher Lay,
Chunky Conga,
Colin Finnegan,
Cosmic Titan 718,
CP Coaster Lover,
Captain Alex,
Searoper 17,
Cynical Squid,
Daffers,
Dagdaleo,
Dally Dinkum,
Dane,
Dachshund,
Davy Smalls,
David Paucus.
Delving with Difford.
Dennis M2.
Devi P.
Dinkum and Popocom.
Doghead.
Doinko.
Dre.
Dr. Saturn.
Dubs 496.
Doodad Life.
Eccentric Tony.
Elite Peach.
Espars 50.
Even Granny Boy.
Furbound.
Fernie and Jess Forever.
Fox Deploy.
Funky Fresh.
Gabriel Velez.
Gamers Like Anime.
Gamer Nerd 78.
Garth the Wolf.
Gartooth.
Jeremy.
Gianni.
Guilty Phoenix 42.
Hannah is Funky.
Heya Jose.
Ira Bell.
Iris Marin.
It's Anthony time.
It's your boy J Hov.
Ivan Cito.
Jay Rando.
Jebjaws.
Jahari Garcia.
Jake the Snake 22X.
James and Eisenberg.
James.
James Pritchard.
J-Bar.
Jerry 92602.
Jim Wakeland.
Joe Encarnacion.
Jonathan Rowe.
John Conboy.
Jordan Hemmerly.
Joris.
Joseph Gunter.
Uh-oh.
Josh.
Joshua
Clements.
Juju Fruit.
Just Camtro.
Justin Lemminger.
J Wolf.
Kaylin.
Cat.
Katie Estep.
Kawa 2796.
Kimpavul.
Kevin Delane.
Kate Hooper.
Keela Kibo.
Cal Jordan.
Kyle Gamer Berry Rookie.
Kyle 325.
Kyle Kretzer.
Larry Fitzpatrick.
Lazy Cat for Coffee.
Leah Rao.
Levi.
Lex.
Linko.
Litton.
Luna B.
Lynn.
Macho Potato.
Mac the Cat.
Mad Dog 5981.
Magnificent EZG plus Callie Marie.
Mario Man 392.
Marky Man 64.
Mary Cohen Colson.
Mateus.
Maverick Nate.
Megan.
May plus Leon.
Michael Mazer.
Michael O'Hara.
Michael Wong.
Mikey Macaroni.
Mr. Ryan 07.
Motomania.
Mr. Andy Pond.
Mr. Beansendale.
Mr. Bendu 101.
Mr. Underscore.
My Tran.
Nasir.
Naif E.
Nick Bia Reeves.
Nimbendo 64.
Ninja 11.
Ninja Black Belt.
One of a Kind.
Omega Index Card.
Pangy.
Paper Boat.
Patrice Millette.
Peach Booty.
Prime Factor.
Prince Charmless.
PS Switch.
Punky.
Quintet.
Reckless Thomas.
Rob M.
Robbo.
Rob Y.
Robbie DLC.
Romsky 113.
Rocks.
RT 64.
Ryan Hayes Music.
Ryan Haas.
Ryanetta.
Sage Gamer.
Solkson 20XX.
Scott Seward.
Sebastiano Garase.
Sega.
Sharif Jackson.
Shinryu.
Shiny Elizabeth.
Slowbro.
Shump.
Schnozzle.
Spacey Poo.
Spider Girl.
Spicy Munchkin.
Star Fox Melancholy.
Stuart Radley.
Swan Bao.
Pseudo Priest.
Super Nerdy Human.
Shree Talk.
Tales of Link.
Talca.
Tamara Rhymes with Hammer.
Tandem.
Tanuki Dragon.
Tay 120 and 64.
Teal Fox 64.
The Hyrule Hero.
The Keggers.
The Quiet One.
Thomas Alvarez.
Tickle My Dinkum.
Tim WC.
Token 777.
Torcheeks.
Totally Joette.
Todamaru.
Trajowie.
Trevor Collins.
Tugs Puppy Bear.
Tusku.
Ty Bear the Bear.
Tyler Geis.
Victor MK.
Fidgmictor.
Video Games.
Viridian.
VirtualBot.
Voice for Radio.
Waffles.
Water Blue BH.
WG Grizzy.
Wicked Davy.
William George.
Yami.
The YJ Choi.
Zachary S.
Zelgaroth.
Zapati.
And Zero Link.
Yeah.
All is well in the world when you have Tamer Rhymes of Hammer. Tamer.
That's not what it is. All is wrong now.
And I have Tickle My Dinkum.
Good.
All is right in the world.
Great.
All is right.
There was Dinkum news recently. Switch 2 edition of Dinkum. It's coming.
Coming?
Yeah.
Is that the
Spoilercast?
one with the kangaroo?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yes.
I wasn't sure which one was Dinkum and which one was Popacum.
Dinkum is from Australia.
Then that's the kangaroo.
Yes,
one.
that's why there's a kangaroo.
Got it.
Good, we figured it out.
Okay. Wow. What a podcast. What a day. We'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.